Hello Summoners! Today I want to show you 5 super fast teams for Giant Abyss Hard for players of different levels. Last time, in a short video, I showed you a team with Water Frodo that you can see right now, but I didn't realize that not everyone can build a strong enough set for Julie to clear waves 1 and 3 on her own. After all, this team still isn't the fastest among free-to-play options, and definitely not the fastest compared to pay-to-win teams like Xerath or Lucifer. In this video, I'll show you teams that can farm in 20 seconds and come very close in speed to these pro teams. This team with Frodo farms at a solid 24 seconds on average, and if you have Deborah, you can bring it down to around 21 seconds. Maybe we'll get a Summoner's War version of Frodo with a faster skill animation and it'll be even quicker. We'll see. Everyone except Julie and Rune needs fight runes. I recommend building Julie on Fatal, and giving her artifacts with additional damage based on her attack percentage and damage to water. As I mentioned, this team requires a fairly strong Julie, and not everyone has runes like that. If you're not a fan of the Lord of the Rings, Little Hobbits, and Hairy Feet, this team isn't for you. You might prefer the Sigmarus team, which doesn't require an insanely strong Julie. The Sigmarus team has 2 variants. One with a strong Julie who can reduce the golem's HP below 30%, and one with a weaker Julie on fight runes, who leaves the golems above 50% HP so their passive doesn't activate, while still lowering the side crystals below 30% HP so that Sigmarus always has perfect AI. The first variant can farm in 20 seconds thanks to Rune almost always killing the mid-boss on her own. I'll show you a run. This is probably the fastest free-to-play team, but it still requires a strong Julie, so it doesn't solve the problem for weaker players. This is what my Rune looks like. For her to kill the mid-boss on her own, she needs at least runes like these and very powerful artifacts. If the homunculus gets a turn, the fight is extended by a few seconds and it brings the average down to around 22 seconds. The logic of the run is simple. Prilia applies defense break, Julie lowers the golem's HP below 30%, and Sigmarus finishes them off. Rune one-shots the mid-boss, and the homunculus takes down the boss. If the homunculus has to finish off the mid-boss, nothing really happens since both of its skills scale with the enemy's max HP. The run will just be a bit slower. So, this is the classic Sigmarus team. Now I'll show you a trick on how to run this team with much weaker runes. We only need this, a very weak Julie who doesn't reduce the golem's HP by more than 50%. If she's stronger than needed and activates the golem's passive, Sigmarus won't be able to kill the trash, so the damage needs to be tuned very precisely. The team works the same as the previous one, but due to the weaker Julie, Rune rarely kills the mid-boss on her own. The average time increases to 24 seconds, but it's still a solid fast team that's relatively easy to build and definitely faster than a team with the Wind Phoenix Teshar. The key is to properly tune Julie's damage and have a strong enough Sigmarus and Rune. The Wind Homunculus can easily be on triple fight. It doesn't matter at all, in fact it's recommended. So let's go over these teams once again. I'll speed it up a bit so this doesn't take forever. We'll move on to the next team at the 7-minute mark. Even though I consider Luna to be free to play since she's been in Hall of Heroes several times, some of you still don't have her. For this team, you can use Lyn or Shaman instead. These monsters, just like for example the Dark Cyborg and similar units, don't have perfect AI, so the team won't be as stable as it is with Luna. Liam won't work either, because his third skill has a long cooldown, and if he ends up having to finish off the mid-boss, he won't have it available for the main boss. In Summoner's War, units generally have perfect AI when the enemy is below 30% HP, which is hard to guarantee in this case, so the average time won't be great. If it doesn't work for you and you have Teshar, it's probably better to stick with the classic setup and stop experimenting. It's the old standard team, which I'll show you quickly later on. So, if you can't put together any of these teams and you don't like the classic one I'm about to show, then you should definitely try my last team with Frodo and Teshar. It's a fun one. So, this is what my Teshar looks like. It's nothing special, but for this team you really only need pretty trash runes. I'm not even sure it's worth showing. I'll play it at 2x speed, and at the end we'll take a look at the fun Frodo team. If you're one of the players who can't build even this team, or it doesn't work for you for some specific reason and you can't put together any of the previous teams, I recommend this last one with Water Frodo. You can put pretty much any trash runes on him and it'll still work. The only important thing is the speed tuning and slightly better runes on Teshar. You can build him on Rage, Fatal, or even a solid Broken set, since he doesn't need more than 55% crit rate. Frodo, the small ugly hobbit with a slow animation, ensures the team always has an attack power buff, so the run is really easy. With better runes, Teshar can easily one-shot the mid-boss, so the average time is quite solid considering how low the rune requirements are. If you manage to get at least 67% crit rate on Teshar, you'll ensure he always crits even on the side crystals, making the run even faster. This team can run faster than the previous one and requires weaker runes, so I consider it the best option for beginners who have Teshar but only average gear. I hope this video helped you and that you'll finally start farming Swift runes efficiently. Drop a sub so I can get ridiculously rich and finally start playing slot machines at the casino. See you!